£2,100 a month. That is what renting in London costs on average in 2024, according to ONS Private Rental data. And if you think this is just a London story, stay with me. Here is the receipt nobody is reading. London did not just price out its own residents, it squeezed the supply, exported the demand, and broke rental markets in cities that never saw it coming. The mechanism, the math, and why it is not going back. Stay till the end. The third one changes how you think about all of this. Start with the scale. ONS Private Rental Market summary statistics for 2024 puts London rents at roughly 2.5 times the average of other English regions. Manchester, Birmingham, Leeds, all up sharply in their own right, but London is in a different bracket entirely. This is not one housing market, it is a two-tiered system, and London sits on top of everyone else. How did we get here? London's housing problem has deep roots. Right to Buy from 1980 sold social homes at a discount, and the replacements never came. DLUHC dwelling stock data shows England's social rented sector fell from over 5 million homes in 1981 to around 4 million by 2022. London took the sharpest cut. Those homes went private, they went expensive, and the gap has been compounding ever since.
Here's the supply side in two numbers. The Greater London Authority's London Plan sets a target of 52,000 new homes per year to meet population demand. DLUHC housing supply statistics show London averaging closer to 30,000 to 35,000 completions annually in recent years. That is a structural gap of roughly 20,000 homes every single year. The shortfall does not reset, it stacks, and rents fill the space the missing homes leave behind. And that is before you get to the waiting list. DLUHC data shows over 300,000 households on London's social housing register alone, not the national figure, just London. That is a city inside a city, waiting for a home that is not being built fast enough. The private market sees that queue and prices accordingly. But here's what most people get wrong. They see rents climbing and assume it is pure landlord greed. Some of that is real, but the demand side of this story is more structural than that. ONS Census 2021 data shows London's private rented sector accounting for around 30% of all households, the highest share of any English region. This is not a niche tenure, it is how London lives, and that makes it a political crisis, not just a market correction.
Here is the mechanism the Bank of England flagged in its August 2023 Monetary Policy Report, when the base rate moved from 0.1% in late 2021 to 5.25% by August 2023, the buy-to-let mortgage market felt it first and fastest. Variable rate landlords saw monthly costs jump. Fixed rate deals expired into a market charging double what they had signed up for. Nobody tells you that the rate cycle and the rent cycle are the same cycle. Bank of England base rate data maps this out plainly, from 0.25% in December 2021 to 0.5% in February 2022 to 1.75% by August 2022, reaching 5.25% by August 2023. For a landlord with a £200,000 interest-only buy-to-let mortgage, that move alone could add over £1,000 a month in interest costs. The numbers stopped working. A lot of landlords decided to stop doing the maths. Three things hit buy-to-let simultaneously. 1. Mortgage costs doubled or more on expiring fixed-rate deals. 2. The government phased out mortgage interest tax relief for landlords between 2017 and 2020. HMRC property transaction data confirms the policy shift. 3. Stamp duty surcharges for additional properties introduced in 2016 added 3% to every new purchase price. Stack those up and the exit calculation writes itself. Landlords are not the villains of this story, they are just reading a spreadsheet.
And here is the part nobody wants to say out loud. When a landlord sells to a homeowner, the total housing stock stays the same. That is actually fine, but it removes one rental property from the pool. The people who needed that rental do not disappear. They compete harder for what is left. Fewer rental homes plus same demand equals higher rent. Every single time. The maths is that boring. Right, London is broken, but here is where this gets interesting for everyone else. The people priced out of London do not vanish. ONS internal migration data for England and Wales shows significant population flows from London to commuter belts and major regional cities across 2021 to 2023. They arrive in Birmingham or Bristol or Manchester, carrying London-adjacent wage expectations. And those local rental markets were not priced for that volume, not even close. ONS Private Rental Market data and the Zoopla Rental Market report from 2023 both tracked this. Between 2021 and 2023, rental growth in Bristol, Manchester and Birmingham accelerated, in some months outpacing London's own growth rate from a lower base. Zoopla flagged Bristol as one of the tightest rental markets in the country in 2023. That is not a local story. That is London's overflow finding somewhere to land.
The sequence runs in order. 2021 to 2022, base rates rise and London landlords start running exit calculations. 2022 to 2023, London rental supply tightens and rents hit record levels on ONS data. Late 2022 into 2023, workers who cannot absorb those rents start looking north and west. 2023 into 2024, Bristol, Manchester, and Birmingham see rental demand spike. Their planning systems were calibrated for local demand, not for a London overflow. So here are the three mechanisms driving all of this, and this is the third payoff promised at the start. 1. Chronic undersupply, baked in by a planning system that has not kept pace with population. DLUHC data puts England's annual housing need at around 300,000 new homes per year, and the country has not hit that number in decades. 2. The buy-to-let retreat, triggered by interest rate normalization, shrinking rental stock in real time. 3. Demand displacement. London prices people out, those people move, and their new cities were not built for the volume. All three are running simultaneously. That is the actual problem.
Go back to that £2,100 figure. It is not just a rent number, it is a pressure reading on a system under serious strain, and London is where the gauge breaks first. But the pressure travels. The cities absorbing London's overflow are running their own version of this story now, just a year or two behind. The fundamental problem, not enough homes where people actually need to be, does not respect city boundaries. It never did. If you found this useful, the video on how UK interest rates affect renters goes deeper into the buy-to-let collapse and what it means for rental supply long-term. Subscribe if you want this kind of breakdown without the jargon. No waffle, just the numbers.